You're about to hear a clip from one of our Patreon exclusive episodes. To hear the entire episode, sign up now at patreon.com/Jenkins and Jones. John, what's your yap of the week?
Oh, yeah. He had to run from that one. That's nasty, right? I hear, yeah. But anyway, that's a good exclamation point on all that shit. But I was the RC shit. You know what I mean? Like Ryan Clark said what he said. People warping.
You want to
what he
set that
said.
up for people who haven't been paying attention?
Well, what's old boy's name? RG3. RG3 did some RG3 shit.
The milkman.
The milkman did a milkman move, you know what I'm saying? It was, spoke about the CC Angel Reese shit in a particular way. Ryan Clark brought up some valid points, you know what I'm saying? And I thought he spoke about it as respectfully as you possibly can. You know what I mean? And just people warping what he said and turning it into just like things he specifically did. Like he said at the very end of it, him having a white wife doesn't make him less black than me. In a way that like, yo, telling the RG3, like, regardless of what you got going on, this self-hatred you have, you're still black. You gotta, you know what I'm saying, kind of reconcile with that. Cause it seems like you have some trouble with being a black man. You know what I'm saying? Some self-hatred going on. And then somebody spoke those exact words, tweeted like, is now that you have a mixed child, are you less black? He specifically spoke to what you're saying. People just making up shit. And I was looking at like the comments in general, and I just look at my timeline in general. I don't like social media. That's IG, that's Twitter. I don't like it, and I continue to scroll. This is a drug. Mike talks about it all the time, and it makes a ton of sense. I'm not enjoying myself anymore. At one point I did. At one point I learned from Twitter. You know what I'm saying? I stopped using particular words in my actual life because of things I learned from people with different backgrounds through social media. You know what I mean? I was inspired by what people did on Instagram, artistically, and I was following a lot of artists, and that moved me and pushed me in particular ways. But now everything's very homogenous on Instagram, and everything's so fucking negative on Twitter. It's just like, dog, like, why am I still here? Why am I still here? What is it? And I just realized, like, yo, like, I looked in the mirror. You have a sickness. You have a demon in you that has to, you know what I mean? He's some holy water. It's just like, bro, these spaces are nasty. And I hope, our kids understand this up front. It seems like that iPad kid shit is their reaction to these places just not being the places that we enjoyed hellas ago anymore. You know what I mean? So
I think as your kids get older, you're going to see this, John. And it's not to say, obviously, that as we've allowed kids to be given this addictive substance of social media, obviously a lot of kids.
And I don't be on there as much as I used to, but I still keep staying attached. You know what I mean? Like,
but
anyway.
Shar did a senior project this year where she did a phone time audit. She had the kids announce to the class, pull their screen time up. This is what my screen time per day and for the week was. And then she gave them all an assignment of doing something in the real world without their phone, and then writing about it without their phone, writing about it in class so they're not using AI to write. And the response that all these kids had was the same response that we all would have when we were 18 and we ate fresh fruit for the first time instead of like gummy fruit. You're like, well, I know why I like the Gushers, but damn, like a crisp apple like also tastes good.
During 2020, I put apples in peanut butter for the first time during the 2020 during the pandemic. You know what I'm saying? And I was like my motherfucking
right.
And I'm a healthy. I eat fruit, all types of shit, but I never did them type of snacks. Like that was white kid shit. I'm eating Gushers and shit. You know what I mean? I'm eating. You know what I mean? Anyway, I did that for the first time. That shit was fire. Like, yeah.
But the kids' response to it was like, it's a better option. And again, as your kids grow up, they're going to, the way that they look at us when we pull our phone out and look is like, this fucking idiot. Like, it's the way I looked at my dad when he was smoking. I was like, don't you know you smell like shit, dog? Like,
Somebody looks at me like that now, bro. She be like, you
Right.
always on your phone. I'm like, yeah.
So, but I think in a weird,
what's wrong with you?
way, that's the
There's
best
mud
thing
here
for
to play
them.
with. But yeah, go ahead.
That's the best thing for them is that they're gonna see that.
Yeah.
They see that reaction that we have.
Makes sense.
It's like how everyone who grew up in the 80s hated disco music because we all saw our parents looking stupid as fuck. Like,
Yeah,
I do think that there'll be a natural reaction to it.